Hillary is going to have to double taxes. She's going to have to double your taxes. Hillary Clinton will double your taxes.
She's going to double them. That was Donald Trump in Ohio just moments ago, talking about how on earth she's going to pay for all these programs that she's offering up. Well, you'll just be taxed more. Hillary Clinton will be with billionaire Warren Buffett, meanwhile, in Nebraska tonight. And her economic plan is supposedly getting a boost here. Moody's Analytics finding her plans would result in a, quote, somewhat stronger economy, while Donald Trump's would invite a recession. Mark Serrano and Gary Kultbaum, they're not buying any of it, but Tamara Holder is loving it. Gary, I'll start with you. Is Moody's perhaps letting its politics color its research analysis in this one?
Moody's has no idea what they are talking about. Look, government spending has doubled since 2000, but Hillary Clinton wants to spend more. Taxes are at their highest ever, but she wants to tax more. And debt is at its highest ever, and she wants to indebt more. If there is any economy right now that cannot take any of this, it is this one at 1.2% GDP with 0% rates, with printing of trillions of dollars around the globe. We're going to need to do better, and that's keep the money in the economy and cut the government spending down.
Mark, you know, I hear a lot of Democratic spin on the economy. I hear, oh, well, you know, the unemployment rate, it's just terrific compared to where it's been. We've added all these jobs. Tamara will likely give us some more of that in just a minute. But, you know, I don't think the spin works. And the reason I say that is because when you go out there anywhere in this country and you talk to people about their economic futures, they don't feel good. So I really do question how Hillary Clinton is going to run on President Obama's record and how she's going to run on sort of promises of this, that, and the other when everyone knows, realistically, there's no way to pay for it all.
Well, Trish, she wants to continue the Obama years, but she's a change maker. So people are actually supposed to believe that. You know, look, this spin about the economy works with elitists in Washington and it works with the news media, but it will not work with the middle class. If you take a look at her tax plan and her economic plan, Trish, for instance, the Tax Foundation, which has been around since 1937 and is highly regarded and award-winning, it took a look at her plan and it said, It said that plan is going to lose 311,000 jobs over 10 years. Wages will actually decrease by almost 1%, and GDP will decrease by 1%. So Moody's is buying the spin, but the Tax Foundation is not. Moody's is wrong. This plan is a disaster, and it's a continuation of Obama policies.
Quite a bit. I mean, it took them quite some time to catch up to the 2008 economic crisis that you know, cost so many Americans their jobs and their homes, and Moody's somehow didn't recognize that one until it was too late. But Tamara, Moody's aside, back to this issue of how does she campaign right now, given the bleak economic reality this country faces? I mean, how do you put a positive spin on that?
I think that it's not about a positive spin on a certain policy. I have an economic crisis in my own family as well, where all of us are hurting in many different ways. The issue is that you have to look at who has a better plan and who is flanked by better people. You have anyone from Mark Cuban to Mayor Bloomberg to Warren Buffett. All of these people say they are their support.
Don't you run the risk? I mean, she's going to be there on stage tonight with Warren Buffett. Is that really the image that she wants to cut? Wouldn't she be better off with maybe some of those coal miners that have lost their jobs?
Let me just finish my point. My point is that there are people who support her, whereas Donald Trump doesn't have anybody except his talking points. He has nobody to say we support his
Carl
plan.
Icahn is a pretty darn smart man, one of the wealthiest in the world, thanks to some of the decisions
he's got Larry Kudlow,
made.
Stephen
Moore.
Moore.
That be an elitist?
Well, you know,
so you can't have it both ways.
No, but what's interesting, hang on, guys. What's interesting here about Donald Trump is, you know, you talk about the elitist issue. He's out there saying, look, I'm rich. I'm rich because I worked hard and I was able to be extraordinarily successful. God forbid, by the way, you try and paint him as having one penny less than he's actually made. Versus, say, Hillary Clinton right now, who's trying to say, look, I'll work for you. I'll work for the middle class. While simultaneously, Mark Serrano taking money from none other than the Wall Street banks, the very same banks that she's promising to regulate.
This is why 70% of the electorate does not trust Hillary Clinton, because she's tied in with the banks, she's tied in with Wall Street, and yet she's saying we are stronger together. Look, the middle class doesn't believe they are stronger with Hillary Clinton. I mean, Tamara said it herself. She said her own family is struggling, but it's all about the plan. Look, the plan has had 8 years to work. This is a continuation of the same plan that has not worked for the middle class.
Donald Trump
Wages
does
are
not have
down,
a plan,
and middle
though.
class taxes are going to have to go up. Donald Trump
he
has
does
a plan to
not
bring the
have a
corporate
plan.
tax rate
And he doesn't
down to
have anybody-
15%
I gotta
for
run.
all
You
businesses.
guys, I'm out of time, but it's just to Tamara's point, he does have a plan. He's talked about lower tax rates. He's talked about bringing money back onto our shores. And, of course, he's talked about changing our trade agreements. We're going to have more after this. I'll see you here.
Thanks, Chris.
For those who suffer from chronic pain, a medical breakthrough is opening the doors to a whole new life. Introducing Quell, 100% drug-free, wearable pain relief.
Quell is a total paradigm shift in chronic pain.